youngest organisation I've ever worked at, and I've actually worked at a fair few. So You Make It is a holistic self-empowerment programme for young, marginalised, unemployed and underemployed women from Hackney and Tower Hamlets to become active in the cultural, social and economic life of the city. And that's a mouthful, but our work was first established as a funding-free pilot in 2011 by local East End resident Usma Shah, who had overcome very similar struggles to those of our women to realise her earning and living potential in life. I myself have actually overcome a lot to find myself in a career that's both successful and meaningful to me. I think that's why our work just has such great impact. So we know what women are going through, we care for them, we really are actually there for them at times when they're isolated. They overcome a lot and we know what it takes to overcome those issues, and they feel that really strongly. So our work recognises and addresses unemployment and low-paid underemployment amongst women who've been thrown off track in life due to multiple issues, and those could be anything from neglect, abuse, being single mothers with very little support, isolation, mental health issues, typically depression, homelessness, little or no work experience, and very often little or no qualifications. And that really results into very low confidence, little hope for the future. So the women that we work for have had very little, if any, time to work towards any careers that they're actually passionate about, or even establish their own values, which I think is absolutely crucial when starting your own career. They've been made to feel like numbers and economic problems, rather than women that are talented and just need the time, the space and support to really work towards goals that mean something to them. Lastly, they live in an area of East London which is rapidly changing. It's undergoing regeneration, but also gentrification. And as the area begins to change with all these really wonderful growing opportunities and new creative businesses, the women that we work with just don't feel part of the change. Instead, they feel left behind and locked out of all opportunities within their own cities. So just to add a bit of context, I know we kind of went ahead before time, the national unemployment rate is about 12.4%, and for young people in London it actually sits at 17.9%. We see that 10.1% of those are female and 30% of those are from black and minority ethnic backgrounds, and that is a demographic that we are working with. They're mostly black and minority ethnic and they're from working class backgrounds. And as we recognise that unemployment rates are actually lowering, we have seen a real rise in underemployment, and that is women that are taking on really insecure working patterns, 0-hour contracts, and not knowing when the next paycheck is going to come. Furthermore, we've been working with the Department of Work and Pensions, and it's really come clear that they recognise that women from BAME backgrounds just aren't being supported by mainstream provisions. And in fact, they need a lot more holistic support to break down the barriers around them to get to where they want to go. And that is really where we fit in. So You Make It works with women in a very holistic way from the inside and out. We get them to understand the real importance of their individual health and well-being. That's both physically and mentally. So we meet most of our participants at local job centres and consult with them about their current situations, their needs, their hopes for the future, and then we assess what further support they need to get to where they want to be. And that can be anything from mental health and well-being to housing, all of these little things that can interfere with someone's progression. Whilst on the programme, each woman accesses 6 months of one-to-one mentoring with networked and nurturing professionals. They get 14 half-day weekly workshops at really exciting creative and cultural venues, and they get 2 to 4 week-long expenses or fully paid work placements at high brand value organisations, so kind of counteracting all those things that are going wrong before they start the programme. They also get startup experience and support through our Ladies Den and Business Pitch programme. This programme culminates in a really exciting graduation celebration event at the end of 6 months. And actually, at the end of 6 months, what we see is that there is a sisterhood that is grown through this programme. Women come to us lonely and sometimes friendless, but leave having journeyed with 24 women just like them. They continue to support and encourage each other beyond the programme. Furthermore, we introduce women to the start of a long-term professional network that they can build on beyond their time with us. So this is not just about 6 months, this is really about their futures beyond the programme. We also create amongst our beneficiaries a real strong sense of a right to the city. So entrants on our programme will emerge from it with relationships to really wonderful arts, creative and cultural people and organisations. So London is actually no longer a city that they feel marginalised in and left behind in. It's actually a city that's theirs, they feel proud of and excited by. Now, it's really uncommon working with people with such complicated lives that they're able to commit to a 6-month programme that works for them in this depth. And actually, we go really, really deep. You can ask about that later on. We have a really great retention rate of 92%. After 6 months of completing the programme, 83% were going to work, educational startups, 78% are able to achieve their future goals. The stats speak for themselves. But I want to tell you how you can be involved in our life-changing work. Sorry, just to say that happiness is the biggest thing. 95% feel happy, and that's an amazing stat. We now work with 50 women a year. We have no shortage of talented women, but what we do have shortage of is support to make sure they get through these hard times. I can get placements, I can be there for them along that journey, I can get in the workshops and the mentors and all those things, but I don't have the time to really sit down and go through referral processes for mental health services, for housing, for welfare and all those things. So I need another £3,000 hopefully from yourselves that could help us get a float of pastoral care workers who can come in when we need them, call them up, bring them in, meet our women and really get them through those hard points in life, offer a bit of counselling and really get them into those services that are going to make sure that they can sustain their journeys and get into full-time employment, or start their own businesses, whatever that is. And that will really mean that our small team won't burn out. Thank you. Sorry.